Hi, I'm Abby. Welcome to my first creative vlog. Thank you for joining me. I thought I'd do a vlog showing behind the scenes of my business, but also life as well. I love watching other people's vlogs, and I wanted to show a bit of my life and my business and my creative journey. For my business, I make jewellery. I'd love to show you some of that, but also just for fun, I do a lot of hobbies that are quite creative. For example, last week I made one of these dresses. That was really fun, and hopefully the next few weeks make the matching top and skirt, and I'd love to show the process of that. Nothing to do with business, just a fun project I make for myself. I'm gonna something fun to wear for summer. I also like baking, and I'd like to show you some baking projects I like to try, as well as art and colouring and drawing. I've been sort of the last 5 years teaching myself how to draw and improving my art skills, and again, nothing for business, just for fun, and I'd like to show you that creative journey and pursuit, and showing how that progresses over time as a hobby. In terms of business, I run, I think I said earlier, jewellery business. Polymer clay I started with a bit of resin, sort of 5-6 years ago. Got into like polymer clay and really love the colours, the techniques, there's so many possibilities, and I still do that. But a couple of years ago I started down a rabbit hole of silver jewellery and silver elements, and started teaching myself some very basic silversmithing techniques. That was probably like 2 years ago, and since then I've, between YouTube, self-teaching myself as well as going to classes, started gaining a lot more silversmithing skills and selling my jewellery, silver jewellery. So some's just silver, some's just polymer clay, and some's a mix, and I like the mix, like how silver complements the colours of the polymer clay and the sort of the modern techniques of polymer clay with the traditional silversmithing stuff. So that's sort of my business side. I'd like to show that as well. Yeah, so that's basically a little bit about me. Just doing this because, as you can tell, I'm shy, but trying to be more confident, trying to put myself out there more, open myself up to possibilities and to people, and this is kind of part of that journey as well, just trying to build self-confidence and be more brave. So hope you forgive me for the tone, the quietness or the awkwardness to start with. I'm hoping that will get better with time. But yeah, so jewellery, sewing, baking, art. I also have a dog, so I'm sure he'll make an appearance at some point. But just sort of showing my business, creative life behind the scenes, and yeah, so I hope you can stick around and enjoy. In terms of this week and today, I'm going to redesign a pair of earrings that I've not been selling too well, so I'll show you the process of that. I've been working on my website to improve my website, so show you a bit of redesigning my website and SEO stuff. And I've got a market at the end of the week, so I'll show you some of how that goes. Hopefully it's sunny and it'll be a nice fun day, but I'll try and film a bit of that. It's quite a simple, easy week this week, but yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy seeing behind the scenes of my simple but fun and creative life. So yeah. Do now is redesign some earrings that haven't been selling too well. So these earrings and necklaces sort of got matching sets. I sell them in both shops and online, and the necklaces have been selling reasonably well, so that's fine. But the earrings, I haven't sold a single pair. I think when they launched, not this year, the year before, so it's been over a year, and the rest of the collection has sold again reasonably well, but these haven't, and I'm not sure if because style, or I'm not quite sure if it's the two sort of bold and statementy, kind of quite long, or if people don't understand the concept of what they're looking at, because it's quite hard to display them. But basically they're the fine silver, so I made the drops out of fine silver and I fired those, and then the drop on the front is polymer clay. I'm not sure if people don't like that style, or they don't understand it, or they can't, it doesn't translate in the box, but they're not being sold, so I'm going to try and rework them a little bit, sort of still similar sort of chains and drops, but maybe not on the butterfly. Maybe I'll move this to just so it's a little bit lower on here, so it's just a bit clearer. I'm not sure, I'm going to play around and see what comes about, but yes, I think if I redesign that slightly, they'll still match the necklaces, which have the same fine silver drops on as well. They both might sell better, because they might then, someone might want to buy the necklace and the earrings together and match them, whereas at the minute, so the necklace is an okay, but might sell better if the earrings are maybe less, as I say, less of a statement piece. So yeah, so I'm gonna maybe move the camera so it's top down so you can see what I'm doing that way, and just have a play around and see what I come up with. And then if I like them, I'll change all the pairs to that and update the website and transition them out of the shops, redesign them, and then transition them back in. So it's a bit of a long process, but there's no rush, I can just do it over some time and just kind of have fun with it, enjoy the process, because at the end of the day it's a fun job, it's not a chore. These haven't sold well, so let's try and see if I can make them different and have fun with it that way. And maybe they will, maybe they won't, but we'll see. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I spent some time doing that, and I ended up doing one set, or so one of each colour, like this. Basically the same design in the end, but a shorter drop. And I've decided to leave the original on the website as long ones, and when I next to my next stock drop, swap these for the long ones, and if they start selling better at shops, transition it on the website as well, and if not, maybe I'll do another redesign or I don't know, see how it goes, and just before changing the website ones, because they'd have to redo all of the product photography, which is not my favourite thing. So yeah, trial them in a few shops first, and then maybe transfer them to the website if they seem to be selling better in the shops. And I think, you know, I'm happy with this now. I think it complements the necklace a bit better. It's less of it, still a bit of a statement earring, bright colours and fairly long, but not as statementy as it was, maybe a bit more wearable. So yeah, so I see how that goes. I think I'll swap them out in my Derby shop first in a few weeks' time, and then maybe Braintree, and to see how the sales go and take it from there, really. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to be working on today is restocking a couple of necklaces that are out of stock on my website. These star pieces. One is actually for the website and one's for my shops, because one's a bit smaller and one's a bit bigger. So these are made from metal clay, so when I fire these with a flame they'll turn into fine silver, so 99.99% silver. I cut these out when I was making some other things from silver, and there's a little bit left over, so I cut them out ready for when I needed them for a restock. And this necklace has been out of stock for a while on my website. I feel like it's time to restock it. I've got a couple, ones for a shop and ones for a website, I said before, so I think the shop also needs restock, so I'm just going to do both. So what I'm going to do is, just for the next half an hour before I finish for the day, go through the 3 grits of sandpaper, make them really nice and smooth, and rough edges, and you can see there's some dents in here. So those will be, I'll use some of the paste to fill the dents in, sand it, and then once it's nice and smooth and sanded and flat, I'll drill a couple of holes in for jump rings later on, and then just use some water or wipe to give it a final smooth out. And the next stage will be firing it, which will turn it into solid silver. And if this stage is done right, the next stage will be quick, because I've done all the sanding and prep beforehand, so when I polish it, it should be nice and easy to polish, because the scratches are all out and sanded out beforehand. So yes, that's what I'm going to do now. Yeah, and be a couple of necklaces. when I first started filming, it was Thursday. So on Thursday I was doing the earrings and started work on this. Friday I was busy doing something else, and Saturday you would have just seen clips from the market that I did. That's the 4th year of doing that market now, and that's always really good fun. It was a nice sunny day for the most part, and made quite a few sales, so that was really nice. And then Sunday, which again you've just seen, I was finishing up with sanding and making smooth my 2 pieces that I'm working on. And I think I said before, the more work and the smoother they are now, the less work I have to do once they're fired. So I'm going to switch over my station to make it safe for firing these, and then once they're fired they'll be put in the tumbler, and hopefully when they come out they're nice and shiny. But if there's any blemishes I'll hand polish those out and then retumble them. But I'm hoping I've done enough at this stage that that won't be necessary. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I'll fire those, and while they're tumbling I'm going to do a stock take. So they'll tumble for 30 to 45 minutes, and while I do that, I'll do a stock take of all my stock, because I send things out to shops and I make more stock, and then I've pulled out a few shops that weren't performing very well, and that's come back in, and I've kind of lost track of what's what. So that helped me keep an eye on, make sure I don't sell something I don't have, or I can restock things I don't have as well. So that's the plan for today, on this Monday. So yeah, so I'll show you what that process looks like, and crack on with working on Monday. Now that they're fired, they kind of look like this still, so they don't look silver. I could hand polish these, but I find just put them in the tumbler brings them to a really nice mirror finish. Leave that on for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and when they come out they should be nice and shiny. Right, well, while that tumbles upstairs, it's upstairs because it's very loud, the sound of tumbling. While that tumbles, I am going to go downstairs, get my stock and do a stock check, see what's what needs to be stocking, make sure my levels on my website are accurate with my spreadsheet. Yes, I'm not very good at keeping that up to date, so I'm going to just do that now. So I'll take you along while I do that, and that should probably be my Monday really once that's done, and then I'll finish off the things that are tumbling hopefully tomorrow. But yeah. I'm back, so I think that's where I'm going to leave the my first creative vlog. Just finished the stock take, my pieces have finished tumbling and looking nice and shiny. I think I will just do some hand polishing in some of the edges where it doesn't quite get to. But yeah, thank you for joining me in my first creative vlog. Hopefully it's alright. Obviously it's a bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm hoping I'll get better at talking to the camera and filming and stuff. But yeah, I think I'll just carry on filming from tomorrow, which will show me finishing off those pieces and turning them into necklaces. I'm hoping to do some baking over the next few days, so I'll film that and show you that as well, because I want to say, as I said before, not just the business stuff but also other hobbies and projects I'm working on. So yeah, I've enjoyed it more than I thought I might, so hope you did too, and thank you for joining me.